EGM Network.
This is an Evergreen Media Network production. And now, it's time to put you on the spot with EGM.
Hello, welcome to On the Spot with EGM. I'm Jesse Kriske. Almost Maine is appearing at the Riverside Theatre March 24th through April 12th. Now, Almost Maine is such a unique piece of theater because it sits right on the edge of reality and magic. Now, since the play is comprised of 9 distinct vignettes, the actors often have to balance being deeply grounded while literally falling in love or carrying around broken hearts in paper bags. Here joining us, 2 of the members of the cast of Almost Maine, Rachael Scarr. Hey, Rachael, how are you?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
Awesome. And also Lauren Weinberg. Hey, Lauren.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us today, ladies.
Thanks for having us.
So happy to be here.
Yeah. So Almost Maine plays Riverside Theatre March 24th through April 12th. And I understand this is 9 different vignettes, all intertwined, all pieced together, and the only theme really is that they all take place in this town called Almost in Maine, right?
Yes, it's actually a fictional town that is the conglomerate of a few different northern Maine towns, but it creates this fantasy world that's very much set in reality, but it has a little bit of magic to it, and it all takes place during the Aurora Borealis, the Northern Lights, which kind of brings in that magic. But yes, Almost is the town.
All right.
Yeah. Each scene is usually a scene of just 2 characters, and there's 4 people in the whole show. Each scene comprises usually of 2 characters, like I said, and it tells the story of love and connection. We play 2 different characters in every single scene, so you kind of see who is friends with who, who's lovers with who, the kind of relationships that build up and maybe break down, and it uses this context of magical realism that I think is really special because you kind of can see the extraordinary circumstances that we usually feel in very ordinary circumstances in our lives.
Yeah, so, and I understand it uses a lot of metaphor, right? It uses a heart breaking into pieces or waiting for the other shoe to drop. A shoe might actually literally drop, right? How did you approach the challenge of acting out a metaphor without making it feel like this is a cartoon or, something silly? You know what I mean?
I think it's a really great commentary on the human condition. Mm-hmm. So even though they seem silly, it just feels really real. Mm-hmm. I mean, we do think of our hearts outside of our bodies. We do think of our hearts literally being broken and needing to be mended by ourselves or with someone else's help. So even though you're kind of seeing this physical manifestation of something, they feel really grounded and rooted. And I think it will allow the audiences to really it'll touch them in a very specific way. I think it'll be very unexpected, and there's some humor in it, but it's humor because of the human condition, because of these experiences that we all experience from young age to older age, and I think that it connects with the audiences even more because of those physical manifestations of love and loss.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. The metaphors really provide a whimsy in the show.
Yeah.
And like Rachael said, I think that especially they kind of, you hit the nail on the head. The metaphors hit the nail on the head and making it really relatable, where we go, we take that collective deep breath and say, I know what that feels like.
Yeah. All right, very good. Now, you ladies play different characters in these different short stories. Since the play is a series of short stories, you often only have like 10 to 15 minutes on stage to really create that character, like bring that character out. So how challenging is that to, bring that, have the audience fall in love with your character in just a short time?
Yeah, that's definitely a challenge. I think the playwright has done a very good job of establishing the style of these characters very quickly in the beginning of a scene. And with the help of our director, we've tried our best to really pick the personality traits of these characters to be as specific as possible. So every time we're on stage, we hope that it's very apparent that we're playing somebody completely different, whether it be their physical stature or their accent, their tone of voice, and I don't think it takes very long for people to, to really feel like, okay, I I know who this is. This is going to be a new adventure for us.
Yeah, and even though they're separate stories, they are all tied together, which is really fun because it takes place in the same town. All the characters are individual in their scenes, but there are references to characters from other stories, and because they all know each other. It's a small town in the middle of nowhere, so it is a community. They're all very unique, but they are connected, which is kind of fun.
Okay, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, it's got to be a challenge for you two, as actors, to play multiple roles. How do you reset yourself from one scene to the next where you're playing totally different people?
I think that comes with the design choice of the show. We have different wigs. We have different costumes. It's a minimal set, almost Maine, but we have different prop pieces that we use. So for me, I think, and it can also come down to your scene partner. So for me, I don't think there really needs to be a huge mental reset. The whole play is of the same mood, and watching it in order and feeling its vibe as scene after scene, it's really kind of easy. The second you step out on stage, you see your scene partner and you can lock into somebody new.
Yeah, I think the text, too, really speaks for it. Each scene is so different in their circumstances, in their locale, and with their scene partner, like Lauren said. But I do think, too, there's like a different drop-in of like, oh, this character might walk a slightly different way, or they might talk a little bit faster or slower. And, we're in our second week of rehearsal at the moment. So, we're still doing the fun part and finding all of those things. And we'll continue to do that up until we open. And then even after we open, they'll continue to sit in our bodies even more and become part of us.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. We were speaking with Rachael Scarr and Lauren Weinberg, two of the cast members of Almost Maine, playing Riverside Theatre March 24th through April 12th. Now, I understand in Almost Maine, in this production, the town isn't really quite exactly a town. The people aren't quite together. Is there a concept of almost that resonates throughout this play?
I think almost signifies that it could be anywhere.
Okay.
Versus not an established town. So, yeah, almost is a everywhere USA.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say that?
I would, yeah. They're definitely not city folk.
Okay.
But I do think that it really does represent, a wide spread of America, because there are so many rural areas. And yeah, they're human stories is the point of it, is
right.
that anybody can connect to it. You bring the simplicity of almost,
right.
and you take out the complexity of what can be a city and that type of lifestyle, and it really boils down to that connection, human connection, what we all need as humans, what we all seek for as humans. Yeah, it's really special.
All right. Very good. Now, I understand the Northern Lights plays a role. The Aurora Borealis plays a role in this play. Mm-hmm. How does it play a role?
It's pretty magical what the playwright has come up with. His conceit is that all of these scenes are taking place at the exact same time. So around 8:50 p.m. or so. And each scene, without giving too much away, has a specific magical moment that is supposed to be happening at the exact same time in every scene. And in that magical moment, the Northern Lights come out. So once again, we're getting into that magical realism, that heightened, beautiful thing that connection can cause. And to me, I think it is so symbolic of the energy that we have between each other and with nature, and how our love, when it gets put out into the universe, can do anything, including making this magical Northern Lights happen.
Yeah, it's almost like we're one with the universe in that way. Mm-hmm. The magic is happening to us, and we're almost creating the magic back.
Yeah.
Awesome. Very good. Well, it sounds like a fun show, a very magical show, a very romantic show. It's going to be, it's a real romantic comedy. It says it right there on the, on the playhead. Now, it's Almost Maine. It's by John Cariani, March 24th through April 12th. Ladies, how did you get introduced to this script? And what did you think when you first saw it?
Actually, for me, my first introduction to the script was over the pandemic. I had a collection of artist friends. We would get on Zoom and we would read plays that we've never read before together. Somebody suggested Almost Maine, so that was my first introduction to it about 6 years ago. And from the start, I thought it was really something special. Like we've hit on before, it really is relatable and magical and sweet. And so when I saw that Riverside Theatre was doing this show, I had my agent submit me for it, and I was really excited to get an audition. Sometimes you read scripts that you can hear your own voice in, and those are really special, and this is definitely one of those. So it was a good fit.
Awesome. Now, Lauren, I understand this is your first time at Riverside Theatre.
It is my first time here.
Well, welcome to Vero.
Thank you very much. I love the sun.
And Rachel, you've been here in 2022.
Yes.
Yeah, you were in Carousel.
Yeah, that was such a dream. We had a real carousel on stage. It was really fun.
Very good.
Yeah,
All
happy
right.
to be back, though.
Well, it's great to have you here. Yeah, definitely. Lauren Weinberg and Rachael Scarr, stars of Almost Maine, playing at Riverside Theatre March 24th through April 12th. Get your tickets online at the real website, riversidetheatre.com. All right, ladies, we only have about a minute left. Sell us on the show. Why should we get our tickets right now?
You know, it's just a really fun night at the theater. You're going to enjoy it. It's going to be heartwarming. Pretty sure it'll bring some tears to your eyes. And the fact that we're in this beautiful black box space, really creating the show and the world together, very minimal set. But it's a very elevated piece, very enjoyable. And I think you'll just leave really, really touched and charmed.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Love it. All right. Very good. That's Rachael Scarr and Lauren Weinberg, stars of Almost Maine at Riverside Theatre, March 24th through April 12th. All right. Get your tickets at riversidetheatre.com. Well, thank you very much, ladies, for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
All right. We'll see you at Riverside Theatre, Almost Maine. Get your tickets online, riversidetheatre.com. I'm Jesse Kriske. This is On the Spot with EGM, the EGM Network. Well, take care, everybody. See ya.